Okay, I'm here. I'm here. Welcome, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm sitting up here just testing. First of all, I'm trying to test it and I'm trying to see how I can see the chat. Show comments. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. You see me? But see, I'm on stream. I'm on StreamYard. So, okay, let me see if you can. Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. I can hear your baby gang. I know because she's so close by me. Uh, let me turn this thing down. Can you see? I'm typing right now. Kamara. Okay. Let me turn something down. Let me see something. Let me move some stuff around real quick. Cause we about to chat. Sis. Me and you finna chat. Me and you finna chat. We have to chat by ourselves. We just chat. We finna chat it up. Uh, I don't know what's going on right now, but let me move some stuff around. I feel comfortable like this. Where I can be able I can still do my stuff. Okay, now you get to. Hey, Miss Simon Light, how you doing? Welcome in, y'all. I'm finna test the waters today, cause besides, I got a lot of stuff. I got some stuff I want to talk about, but I'm finna test the waters today. So come on in. I'm trying to give people some time to come on through. Come on through. God's been good to me. God's been good to all of us. It's a blessing to be here. Um, I see my ladies. Y'all hear the one in the chat because I can't really tell if y'all can hear me or not. If because I know I got the AC going, the fan going one way, and I'm working on. Once again, let me see if I can. Once again, let me see if I can show it. Let me remove. Okay. Once again, look at that. Look at that blanket, y'all. Look at that blanket. Okay, look at this blanket. This is for G, y'all. This is G's blanket that I'm working on. She wanted all the different colors in here, so I'm working now. I'm working on the burgundy, which is this right here. It's one of mine. So I'm putting on the burgundy part of it right now. Y'all see me in my Cruella. This is my Cruella wig today, baby. Okay, it's the Cruella. I don't want to take it all off because it's looking like a shabby thing right there. But I'm working on it. This is for my queens. Hold on, y'all. Let me get some stuff right quick, and then I'm gonna come back online because I got to get the dig and stuff. I got something else I'm gonna showcase and show. So okay, so let me unplug. Let me do some maneuvering of some stuff right quick. So I'm gonna unplug. There you go. So I need to unplug my computer part, and then I'm gonna put this stuff here down. And let me turn this on. Okay. So I also do diamond painting, guys. So I'm gonna be doing it. I'm sorry, I did the wrong thing. So I also do diamond painting. Let me turn this light off so y'all can see. So I do diamond painting. Let me unplug this so you can see. Now look, see now this is Prince right here. So this is from Miss Maria. I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to get him finished. I could, this right here. I'm trying to get him finished up so I can go ahead on and do. I'm trying to send this out for her for Mother's Day, or it might be a little bit after Mother's Day. But this gonna be her collection um, of him. This is the whole thing. So I do diamond painting. So I'm gonna be doing a diamond painting for all of us. So I'm gonna send it out to y'all just to get my foot in the thing. So that's one of it right there. Let me show you the other one. Let me show you another one. So I'm gonna place that right there. Here's my computer. Uh, Let me see something. I got a, I got a lot of stuff that I'm trying to um, fix real quick. So hold on, y'all. Hold on. This is crazy. This is why I need my spot. Okay, give me a second. Okay, give me a second. Give me a second. I'm coming right back. I'm coming right back. Give me a second. Okay, so I have to get back up under here. Okay, I'm still here, y'all. I'm moving around, moving some stuff. So y'all know I'm new to this. I can't wait till I can get me a sheet room set up where I can have everything set up. I can be at the desk or sit in my bed or whatever the case may be. Okay, I don't want to lose that. Okay, so the next one, the next one I'm going to show y'all. Okay, the next one I want to show you. So this is gonna be for Sexy Diva. Let me see if I can get. Let me see. I think I got too much light right here. Okay. I don't know if everybody can still see it. Okay, this is. I'm gonna bring it back a little bit, or should I bring it up? No, it's too much light like that. But like this. So this is Sexy Diva one right here. This is the queen for Sexy Diva. This is Miss Faith. Right here. This is the one I got for Miss Faith. So I want to do um like two more of these for like Miss Faith, for you also, Miss Sunlight. I want to do this one, this same type of rose, but it's a different color. I think it's more of like pink and white. Um, this was the only purple one I had, but the other one is a pink one, or no, a pink, and then it's like one that's a dark blue. But it's exactly like this, but it's more of the bluish this color, or like rose, a blue rose. So that one's gonna be yours. But yes, so work with me now. Y'all see, I'm getting it together. I'm getting it together. I'm trying to work on a lot of, work on hobbies, stuff like that. I'm trying to get myself, um, set up in these type of things so it can keep me busy at the same time as I'm going through. Yeah, as I'm doing. Hold on, let me back up, back up. Let me take her out because I don't want her in this live. I'm on live and you cannot be on live with me. Back up. This is not for kids. Back up. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay. So right now, I just want to see you in here sound like I don't know what uh I don't know what Miss Faith that took out too, but she probably not gone too long. And G them don't know that I'm live yet, so somebody might have to text them and let them know I'm live. But in the meantime, I'm just trying something out. Whether I just sitting here for a couple of hours or whatever I'm doing, if I'm just sitting here talking and don't try not to sound like I'm rambling. But I kind of wanted to hit on some things that I have been watching over the YouTube situation. Like one of the things that I'm looking at is like um, how a lot of these young women are sacrificing themselves for the relationships, and it is going wrong. Look at the Ramika. I'm looking at the Ramika Meeks case so far. She's one of the main ones that I'm looking into, and to see that this young lady, now everybody's saying what they want to say about Holly. Holly did have put herself out there, but this is where I'm looking at it on both sides, but I'm also looking at it, I'm going at it. This is more about Holly on this end to say, look what you done to yourself, because you did all of this for this man. Now you fit to do time behind this man, and this man has gone on. He's still out there cheating. He done made a whole relationship with somebody else, got a whole new baby. Then he's on every platform that you can think of, including the YouTubes, to just say to just clear his name, because he's not. Long as the heat is on Holly, he could care less. It's the fact that they're pulling him in it. The fact that there's evidence and witnesses are saying that, hey, you too was involved. You held her down, and then there's a guy that said, hey, allegedly, hey, you pop out her too. Um, Okay, okay, Miss Else. I see you here. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, ladies, for being here. So they're saying that they're saying that he has pop out. You text me. Okay, thank y'all. And text me if y'all got Maria and what's the name, if they want to come in. Again, I don't expect a lot of people to be in on my first major go live. That's fine. They could go back catch the replay if they want. But I'm just sitting here, and plus I ain't trying to jump on here to get a lot of views and clicks and all that. I just do my channel the way I do it. If it grow, it grow. If it don't, hey, I'm not here. I'm not here to impress nobody, but right here. Um, but I also see, like I said, I sit here and I watch them and I see that these ladies, but as I'm doing this, hold on, so I don't look so boring. I just saying like I'm just rambling and I'm looking out boring, but this is me. Okay. And this, I don't know why this thing keep popping up and I need to get fixed that. But as I'm doing this, I'm working on this so y'all can watch me do this at the same time. But what I'm sitting here looking at and wondering, why would anybody go to bat for a man that does not seem to care if you sit in jail or not. Because I guess they feel like, and I read something with somebody said when we was talking about on yesterday when they says when one lady was like, why would a man go so far to why a man would go so far is like if a woman cheat on him, he can't handle it, but he's supposed to be able to. The woman's supposed to be able to handle him cheating on her, or be able to take it. And I told y'all yesterday, hey, it's like getting your house broken into. A man feel violated, and then after that, he don't want to touch it no more. He don't want to deal with. It's like somebody breaking into your stuff and stealing. You don't want to go back and live in that house no more. You don't want to touch the things that was violated in that house. So you don't want to go back to that. And that's how some men are. Once they feel like, hey, the woman has cheated, she has violated, it ain't no need to stay in there. It's better to go to somebody fresh and new and start over or whatever. Or excuse me, whatever. Or I find they do it. They cheat. They can't handle it. They act a fool. They go out and they sleep with every Sally, Karen, Jennifer, Nancy, all of that. They sleep with all of these ladies, and then they turn back around. Not gone too far. Act like they gonna come back. Act like they cool with it. Act like they forgive you, but only to come back to bring vengeance and rage against you. So I've seen that happen as well. I did. I've seen that happen. Um, Again, it's not for me. Is what I believe. It's not a good look. Neither all around the board. It's not a good look. It's not a good thing. That you got that going on. With this. Did you say, Miss Hilly, say with the shortage of men, it has made some of these men think their stock has gone up and women have to take anything. Exactly. I'm 52 years old. Okay. So I'm 52. I dealt with so much things in my life. I dealt with bad relationships. I dealt with trying to have a good. I think I spent majority of my life because of what had happened to me at the age of 13. I spent my life looking for love in the wrong places. Um, Never found it like I thought I would. Never found it because I felt like if I truly have ever found love, I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in today. The situation I'm in today, I have nothing to show for anything that I've accomplished over my life. I'm just there. But I can say this much. My healing process it's gonna be a long journey because I noticed throughout all I ever did was instead of dealt with any pain, I would replace it. You know. Excuse me, y'all. What I mean by that is like it's what I mean by that is you know how they say you don't get over nobody, you just go to the next, try to block stuff. You try to do stuff or you try to ignore it or my thing is to run. I like to run away. I don't like to face it. I'd rather not be placed in a position where I have to face something because I'm at a point where my confrontational turns into a different type of confrontational and I'll be like, I don't want to have to deal with that. Um, oh Lord. Well, I'm yawning because I'm not sleepy. I don't know. Um, so at this point in time, this is one thing I had also mentioned. I say, well, like they was bringing up Lotto. I'm gonna tell you about what I saw about Lotto in a minute. But when I saw about when they says about the side piece, they were like all these women cheating, they cheating on these husbands, they cheating on these men cheating on their husband with these women. But I look at it like this here: if the women don't open their legs and cheat with them, or give them an opportunity to cheat, they shoot them down and let them go somewhere else. Then, if all the women in the world would just turn these men loose, especially when you know that they're married or you know they have a girlfriend and whatever, significant, whatever, if you don't condone it, then I look at it like this here: they don't have nobody to cheat with. Same way with the men. If you know for a fact that this woman has a husband, don't go over there and try to mess with him. Women, you don't have to sleep with a married man because he's married. You don't have, if you can't deal with the single, you don't have to do all of that. If nobody have nobody to cheat with, then they would do what? Either go back home or they gonna say, "Hey, I don't want this," and which is this is the correct way to do it. You're not happy in your relationship. You want to move on. We need to go our separate ways. In some cases, it is easy because you might have somebody that's mature enough to understand where you're coming from, and you don't know, they might feel the same way, but nobody knows what to do. They don't know what to talk about. And then in other situations, let me think. You have a situation where it's DV, where there's no walking out. Their attitude is like what happened to the guy that was on Easter. He was with his family. He took his wife there. They was having a get together. The kids was there. I think this was in Alabama. I think it was in Alabama. It was all out there having a nice time or whatever. This lady, I don't know what happened, but the wife gets into it with the family members, the sisters or aunties or whatever, and whatever. She leaves out. He leaves with her. Then he gets out the car. He's trying to stop her from fighting with the other family members. Uh, it turned left real quick before you know anything. He was getting hit by, and he was pinned between the car. She ran him over and didn't have no remorse about it. And the whole time, when you go back and look at the videos, you go back and look at the history of them two, he was professing his love to her in the public. Like, this is my wife. I love her. He's showering her with gifts. He's buying stuff for her. He's doing all this stuff. But her the whole time was sending posters is like, as if he better do it, and she wasn't happy, or she was doing all that as if she was a single woman. But yes, she was married. So y'all coming in, everybody that's coming in, please hit the like button, tap, um, let's start out, hit the like button, y'all. Thank y'all for coming. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like. So she was actually showcasing that she did not give a care. She was showcasing like, oh, I don't love this man. Instead of just breaking out and say, hey, I'm not happy with you. I want to move on. But I think in her case, because even when you saw her in court, you can see her braids were snatched out because the family members, really got with her. And then there was a situation where she was laughing, like she didn't care, she didn't show no remorse, she was laughing. It was like she was glad. But then at the same time, I'm looking at, you did this in front of your kids. The kids don't have at least two kids that they had together, because I think she had I think 5 or 6, but two of the kids is his. The younger two was his. And you did this in front of the kids. You didn't care. You did this in front of his mom and twin brother and all of that. You didn't care. So it was like, I looked at his story and I went back and I'm like, there was signs for him to leave. Why didn't he leave? You know what? One of the excuses that the family member said that he didn't leave was because of the kids, because of his children. Now go back and ask yourself a question. You stayed because of your children, but yet you still gone because of your children. What I mean by that, you stayed in a relationship because you said, I want to be there for my kids and this and that. Well, wouldn't it have been safe to say, and you would have still been here, that person would have still had their life, and they still would have been here, hadn't they? Hey, I'm going to separate from this person, get my divorce, and go file for custody of my kids. It's easier said than done, I know. It's easier said than done, being that you are in a situation, or you in a situation with someone who is very, very on a if I can't have you, no one can method. I'm trying to be clear what words I can use, because this is my first time and I don't want to be struck by YouTube for saying the wrong thing, stuff like that. But I want to be certain that what you can say. I mean, you want to be certain about what you can do in a relationship and how to lead. I think now in this generation of time, the best thing to do is to not let nobody know you leaving. If you got, first of all, it's like this here: test your relationship, test the waters. You are in a DV type relationship and it's very toxic. It's very That's not a relationship when you're going to broadcast to that person and say, I'm leaving, or I'm leaving on this date, because you might not even make it to the day. You might not even make it to the end of the night or to the driveway. Just more like, act like ain't nothing happened. Start moving some stuff around, or start getting some stuff away. Find out you do a sweep of your house and find out if they put secret cameras in your spot. Do something. I mean, if you got to think about it, you got to go through some extreme measures to save yourself. You got to go through some type of extreme measures to save, to literally save to save yourself in a relationship. It's not that, hey, if you leave this marriage or you leave out of that relationship, you don't have no love for your kids, or you don't have no love for your child. It's like, if what's gonna happen if you're not there? What's gonna happen when you literally don't have the child anymore? I mean, the child don't have you anymore. One parent is in jail, the other one is in the grave. So we gotta change. We gotta do better. We gotta change our situation on that. Now, the next story that I want to talk about, the next situation I want to talk about, let's talk about. Let me go to the Lotto and the 21 Savage. They was at the Bow Wow concert. 21 Savage sitting at the Bow Wow concert with his wife, as he should, sorta. Let me say why I say shorter. I'm fit to go to the wife right now. You sitting here at this Bow Wow concert, you posting up. You got yourself filming. You should video footage of yourself. Bow Wow calling 21 Savage out. Personally, I felt like that was staged. Um, you calling it out, and then you looking in and you hollering woo, you doing all this, but you pretty much that was just a clear shot at Lotto to let it be known since you came out and let the world know that you pregnant and everybody's speculating, yeah, it is 21 Savage, and you know it because you behind the scenes, you know your husband is the father of this kid. So she comes out, you comes out, and he had Bow Wow call y'all out and let it be known that y'all at this concert together. Meanwhile, across town, Lotto is over here at Mariah the Science event. She's out there half naked, belly showing, shaking her butt. That don't make you look classy. You prove every moment how trashy you are. Yes, I'm gonna say that. You prove it every moment how trashy you have become as being a pregnant woman who slept with a married man, and you out here by yourself, flaunting, and everybody making it the new norm. Oh, it's okay to sleep with a man, and get pregnant by him and everything, and then you out here, no morals, no nothing. It's just y'all just wilding, and there's nobody there. You're not listening to anybody to tell you, baby, this is not a good look. This is not a good look for your career. This is not a good look for you. Period. Out, you're not. You can't even be a role model at this point. But these new generations of females, they don't care. And that's because this is how these men's got them. This is how society got them. They letting them know, hey, y'all freedom of speech. But well, freedom of speech and freedom of everything have gone wrong. Who wants to be with somebody that ain't belong to you? You on borrowed time. So if she's this woman was to divorce 21 Savage and give him over to her full time, what's gonna happen at that point? What's gonna happen? What would happen at that point? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, this man ain't gonna want to talk to her. Not on the full time. He didn't want. It's just something about when a woman get pregnant from a man, they start acting differently. Because long as she don't have a kid by him, they fine. They holding hands. You lovey dovey, this and that. But the moment the woman get pregnant, it's a whole different attitude. It's a whole everything. All of a sudden, once by the time the child get here, y'all can't y'all can't stand each other. Y'all gotta fight. It's back and forth. It's all kinds of stuff. And she was this, she's that, he's that, she's that. It's all kinds of trouble. But you wasn't doing that in the beginning. You wasn't doing that until after the fact. Makes no sense. Makes no sense at that point. Just like the girl from Detroit that was in that she's from originally. She's a rapper, Sadiddy, the rapper Sadiddy. She's from Detroit, but she was living in Atlanta. Got pregnant. What she about 16 weeks pregnant by this guy who just had a baby with his wife. So he's living a double life. So because she decided to keep her child and go through with the pregnancy, they sent a $30,000 hit on her life and took her out, lured her out to go out and took her life. So you got to be careful who you hang with. You got to be careful who you claim as your friend because they smiling in your face one minute, but they plotting your demise and to her life was only worth 30,000. And right now in this days and time with people running out of jobs, people don't have the economy is low and everything. Yeah, they'll be gladly they'll take you out for 5,000. Let's be honest, they'll end you for five. Just how that's how desperate that they doing nowadays. That's how desperate they doing nowadays. Doesn't make sense to me. Now I'm going in on the Remy Ma situation. The Remy Ma Papoose situation. What I don't like about this situation, the Clarissa Shields. What I don't like about this situation is how once Remy had exposed them, exposed they came out on 10 against this lady. I know I was one of the ones at first because the way they made it seem like, oh, she cheated on him and she did him dirty, and everybody looking at her like, oh yeah, Remy, he held you down, he did it with out of us, me included, was in on with the pack of the crew with, oh, how could you do Pap like this and he held you down, this and that, all of that was on it. Thought when she was coming out, like, oh no, she just needs to go sit down now because I think she's upset, this and that. Not getting the full story that, hey, I've been holding this man down. This man's been grimy to me. This man been doing dirt, but I made him look like this in the public, and I'm tired because it takes away. So I'm tired now. That's what we do. She ain't the only woman that have stepped in and tried to make the person that you with look like a certain image versus what he really is behind closed doors. She not the only one. I don't think she gonna be the last, but she is tired. So now that she done came out with a diss track and hit everybody that had something to say, including them main two hitters. She started off the gate with them. Everybody, oh, she's mad. See, that's the Clarissa and Pap people. Oh, she mad. Or she bitter. Or she this and that. Or she should have just let it go. No, she did let it go because she was quiet. She ain't say nothing. They was on this whole ramp for the whole 2 months. They just was full throttle with shades at her, talking trash. So bad, Pat went as far as calling her the relationship, the past relationship. She's considered the past relationship. Didn't want to call her name out. Like she said in the end of that song, say my name. You know what? Say my name. And that's what he had to do. Say her name. But he don't want to say her name. He don't want to say her name at this point. So now he quiet. He done balled up now because see, and she do have a point on this one. She had a point on this one. If you going around telling everybody you wrote her lyrics, you wrote all her number one hit, you wrote you the ghostwriter for her, then why you ain't ghostwrite yourself? Why you ain't come up with? Why your career ain't gone nowhere? Why you another Bentley Farnsworth? All you doing is holding her, wearing the cap, standing behind. Every time the camera present, you there like somebody's statue. You like a piece of jewelry on their arm, but you really ain't the. I'm gonna say you like a piece of gold plated jewelry on their arm. Cause that's every time we see you, you standing by her, or you standing by Clarissa. You looking out, they talking. You got the shades on. You looking around, or you looking at. You want to be, bruh. Go sit down. Go sit down. Do what you do best. Stay at home. Be the stay at home dad. Be the in house wankster. You talking all this, and the only thing you could go off on is that weak diss track that you sent out against 50. That was weak. All you could go on is that you knocked the other dude out. What his name? That Remy would had issues with, relations with for a moment. Okay, you easy to buy him. That's all you can talk about. I knocked him out. I knocked him out. And okay, you knocked the little boy out. I seen him because if you really look at it, he looked like a broke down version of you. Like if you talk about people trying to copy and paste, he looked like he copied and pasted you from the beard, from the hat, from the glass. That's another version of you. And then you go and get Clarissa Shields to make Remy mad, and then you trying to turn Clarissa Shields into Remy by having her to dress like Remy. Make it make sense. Somebody make that make sense to me. You don't want to be with your wife, or you want to talk about it, you want to go out and cheat on her, but you go around and cheat on her and get the side chick to look like her. Make it make sense. You might as well stay with the original, you dummy. You might as well stay with the original. Instead of going and get imitation. You want imitation crab meat, or you want the real deal? because the word says it all. Imitation is what it is. I don't get it. When y'all say I do, marriage is supposed to be death do you part, good to bad. Do y'all pay attention to those vows? Sickness and health, death do us part. Um, what's the other thing? I don't know about the honor and obey thing because I think y'all should there should be a workable situation together, whatever. But you know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm getting at on that. What happens to that? Because I think people are taking marriages now just like just to say y'all did it. But now with what's going on, me, I've been married, divorced, don't want to do it no more. I thought I did. I don't want to do it no more. Don't I refuse. I don't. Just say forsake. Oh, there you go. Thank you. Forsaking all others, and I'm trying to see what that means. Forsaking all others. All of this is in the vows. Remember, oh, one more thing. What they say, what God put together, let no man put asunder. The key word here is God. The key word here is when God send you a mate, and it's ordained from God, and God is first in your life. Then guess what? God, it is nothing that you cannot maintain. There's nothing you can't overcome when God is in the midst of it all. But when God is not in the midst, y'all equally unyoked, and everybody want to do their own thing, and nobody has consulted. Because everybody look at religion a different way. But you got to understand something. If you don't know nothing else, when God is not in the midst of something, the devil gives out rewards too. The devil make you think that he's your God too. But one thing about the devil, he comes and get his payment when he want his payment. He can give it and he take it away too. Forsaking all others sound like I believe that one right there, but they don't believe it's not in the belief anymore. Nobody believes in those words, so why do it? Why get married? Nowadays is you getting married just for it seems like it's marriage of convenience with benefits, marriage of convenience, but then you want to go out and you want to cheat. But then at the same time, the person that you cheating on your mate with, you don't want to let them go because you got stability right here. You stable right here. You already know what you gain right here. And if I leave, I'm gonna lose all of this. Yeah. But this person here, I gotta make sure either she gotta have more, she either gotta have more than what the person that I'm with have, or it's gotta be at a balancing. If not, then I got to go. That's what these men, there's no real men out there no more. No. It's all about they want to be gold diggers. I'm gonna be gold diggers. I see you Faith say preach exactly. They want to be gold diggers, so I'm gonna be a gold digger. They y'all women trying to be stay-at-home moms. What's wrong with the man being stay-at-home man? Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the stay-at-home man. Because the Bible said if a man don't work, he don't eat. Okay? That's what's in the word. We didn't say that. I didn't make that up. That's in his word. A man don't work, you don't eat. It goes all the way back to Adam and Eve. When he made Eve, he took her from his rib, okay, for her to be side by side. When he sent her out there, when she was sitting out there, she was supposed to take care of the house. She's supposed to do everything within that part right there. Here come Adam. What was Adam's job was to do? Was go out there, get the food, everything like that. But you sent her, and she comes across the circle. And that's always been the biggest conflict. What you say? I've already said if my husband passed, I would never ever marry again. We have been married 35 years and had to make the decision day make the decision day one to keep God as the center and the Bible of our playbook. Exactly sound like and congratulations on that 35 years. I didn't even make it to 7. I know I didn't even make it to 8 years of my marriage. Well, I think I did, but by the time the 8 year of the marriage came, I had already the filing of the divorce was already there. I got on the 8 year of me being married, uh, my divorce became final. Crazy, huh? Crazy work. You know what I'm saying? My grandmother, she was married. One thing I could truly say, my grandmother was married to one man. After my grandfather passed away, and as he passed away before we was even born, but I heard stories that never heard it from her. I heard it from the other aunties. My grandmother stayed in church, Church of God in Christ. She always used to say God was her man. It's just that it was God that kept us, and He gets all the glory. Amen. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that, hearing that, and that's a blessing. And I said I had wanted to say if I got married, I wanted to go up there like that and be with that marriage and be with my husband and be faithful and be there for all those years. But it don't always work out like that, especially when you pick somebody that God didn't chose. I picked Satan. That part. My grandmother was married. I can't say how long she was married. I just know her and my I just know she had 6 kids with my grandfather. With the exception when one of the kids had passed away. And then my dad became the oldest. This is my dad's mother. But one thing that lady showed me was she didn't speak ill against her husband. Whatever he had done, she never really spoke on him. She just focused on God and just said how they went to church together, how they got saved together because they was out in the streets together, but they got saved together, and she stayed there. He brought her into Christ. She stayed there because she was as they say, she was a tobacco chewing and a firecracker is what she was, and that's how I can sum it up. But according to her sisters or aunties, God rest their soul, they spoke ill against my grandfather because they spoke the truth on him. That's why my grandmother never spoke on him. But he was a womanizer. He was he was always in the clubs. He was always out there messing with this lady, that lady. And one of them was bold enough to come to my granny's house. She was bold enough to literally come to my granny's house, open the door. Cause see, back there in the country, back there in Mississippi, those was back then when you had them houses, you had your front door open, your back door open. It was open. They didn't have to lock their door. She had a screen door. The lady pulled it open and decided she was gonna come in and bucking her, want to know where her husband was before, where her husband was at. But from my understanding, my grandma gave her a good licking, real good. Did her real bad. She didn't want to come into another house again, but she never talked about it. Took the aunties to talk about it. Because far as we know, my grandfather was church going man. He was faithful. He never did nothing to my granny, and that when he just got sick and died. That's all we was told. He got sick and died. Never knew that this man was doing what he was doing. Because she stayed hush. Because back then she was known in Mississippi as one hit quitter. If you ran up on her, she was gonna not drop you. She didn't do the talking, she didn't do all that, but she preached and praised God. So she never chased no woman down about her husband. She didn't go looking for him. Hey, where he at? What he doing? Who you with? She didn't do none of that. She didn't do none of that. I was told didn't do any of that. Y'all come on in, hit the like button, please, and share. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to build my channel, so subscribe. Come on, there's more and more content coming in. Hey, sexy diva, welcome, 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 girl. I'm in here talking. I'm talking about it all, baby. I'm talking about it all. Relationships and all, marriages and all. So I say all of this to say there are some good men out there. There are some people who can go into relationships that can go over. My prime example right here, Miss Song Light. Your marriage is there, 35 plus. Some people ain't getting past 1 year. Some people ain't getting past the first 6 months of the marriage. It's because we're not putting God in our relationships. We're not allowing God to allow us to lead us. We're not allowing ourselves to date to find out before we jump in to say, hey, I'm with this person today, I'm married next. I call it the Elizabeth Taylor syndrome. And what that is, y'all remember Elizabeth Taylor, she was getting married every other month, seemed like, or every other 2 years. She was getting married. Her and Janet Jackson. It went so far. I think by the time Elizabeth Taylor passed away, she was on husband, was it number 10, 11, somewhere up in there. But her thing was, hey, I'm gonna get married and I'm gonna find out all I'm gonna find a husband that's gonna be there. But she found in the end that all they wanted was the money. And that's what a lot of people are going on. This the Bible says money is the root of all evil. The Bible speaks on that. The money is the root of all evil. We never understand why they say that. I never understood why they said that, but I understand it now. It doesn't. It means that what for the love of money, you would rob, steal, destroy. You say we were 22 and 23. Our grandparents raised us, and we had that example. Both of our parents divorced, but grandma were our example. Exactly. The love of money is the love. I feel like the love of money is the root of all evil. Because if you love money more than you love God, you love money more than you love yourself, then that's gonna be the problem. Because let me show you how you can find out it for the love of money. Let something go down as you a husband and wife and y'all in there like what happened in my marriage. When you get down to when bills come about and you got one income flying up in here and nobody else, watch how fast the tables turn. Instead of having that mentality to say, hey, we gonna figure this out, we gonna work together. I'm gonna be your backbone, and if you start to slip and fall, I got you right here. We gonna come together. We gonna come as a business. We gonna come together as a team. Never that. The first thing that everybody want to do is run. Oh, I need to find somebody with some money. I gotta find somebody with a good credit score. I gotta find. Oh, you can't do for me. You can't help me out. You don't use me. Okay, I'm finna go to this person right here. She got it. But what you don't understand, the same way you just snuck and slid over there to somebody who allegedly has the money, God will fix it where you and her have nothing. Because in the Bible, it speaks about adultery. In the Bible, it speaks about that adultery will that's a part of the unaliving right there. It destroys everything. When you break God's covenant, when you destroy God's covenant, and marriage is a covenant of God. When you destroy that, watch what happens. Everybody think they get along. Everybody think that ain't nothing gonna happen to me. We can play the sneaking and creeping. What y'all say nowadays is kicking it. We kicking it. We having a good time. Well, you can have a good time. It's like this here. No married people need to be hanging out with single folks. A married man should not be hanging out with a single woman. I'm sorry. If your wife can't come, then you shouldn't come either. That's point blank and period. Because sometimes people don't know how to respect boundaries. People don't know how to respect other people's relationship. Another thing that can destroy marriages, telling others, getting other people in your business when they don't need to be in there. Because sometimes the wrong advice, because they slowly hating on what you got. Oh, Miss Salt Light, her and her husband married for 35 years. I got to slide over in there. I've got to break this union up. No, sir. And like we know we got God covering right there. You will not. What you say, you put that all down at the it's just like you speak to family. It's like you put that Bible. I come from a firm believer. I was raised in the church, and I come from a firm believer. You speak things as though they are. You speak life into your situation. You speak life into your marriage. You call that demon out for what it is. You block that stuff. I was always raised. When you get up in the morning, you anoint your house. You anoint your kids. You anoint your husband. You anoint that pocketbook. You anoint them dishes. Hit them doors. God, anything that is not like you, do not allow them over this threshold. Anything that's trying to do anything towards us, block it in your mighty name, Jesus. Everybody ain't your friend. Everybody don't mean you good. Everybody ain't trying to wish you well in your marriage. They trying to slither in to get what you got, because what they got is not right. And they banking on what they ain't. Same scenario. Prime example, what I'm saying. Everything's going backwards to like what I'm saying with the Clarissa Seals now. She thought looking in on the black love thing. Oh, they got the black love going. They got the black love. It's papping and you everywhere. Black love, black love. So all the couples was coming out. Black love. She said, tell the truth about it. Yes, it was all black love. What she saw was, dang, I want what they got. Hell, I ain't gonna lie. I saw Papoose and Remy. I said the same damn thing. Doggone it. God forgive me. I said the same darn thing. I want that type of love. They got black love. Tamala Man, David Man. I want that relationship. Look how long they been together. They in the industry. They doing their thing. They husband and wife. Don't seem like they having no problems. Ain't nothing coming up against them. Nothing. But we don't know. Erica Campbell. Warren Campbell. Mary. I saw Tina and her husband till she showed it. Teddy was out there doing his thing, baby, while she was overseas. She out there singing for Christ, saving souls, bringing people to God, thinking her marriage is secure. He out there doing his thing. We always looking at that situation like, dang, we wanted to have that black love that they had, but he showed and she showed, hey, my marriage wasn't perfect. It fell by the wayside, but she managed to keep it going with the word of God because it was time she wanted to walk out as well. Those are people. That's couple goals. I made a mistake and I want to work on it and I don't want to go back there. Those type of goals. Not that, hey, I'm married, you mess up, you done did me dirty. I'm finna go over here and I'm finna go cheat with some more. I'm not even trying to work this out. Oh, but I don't want to get no divorce because you got the bread. And we'd have been together for so long that we got this kid. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna worry about what somebody else is doing. Like they say, sweep around your own front door. But here's the thing about sweeping around the front door. While you sweeping and cleaning out, don't open that door and let no more new bugs in there. Don't let no new trash in there. Because she watching you. She watching you just as quick as you sitting up there speaking to her. She's speaking and I want to know what's going on with you, but at the same time, she got her eyes on her husband. Same time, he got his eyes on your wife. Trying to break up. Oh, we got to come between this because why everything goes. So they got the house, they got the cars, they got the kids, they got the getting along. They're not arguing. They might have their difficulties. See, some good couples, some couples who've been together 35 years or more, or 7 years or more, whatever. These people, they know how to handle their relationship. You don't let the world know if you and your husband having issues. You take that behind closed doors. You don't take it no further out. You don't even take it outside. I was always raised, don't take it outside your bedroom, baby. She said one of my husband's friends got inappropriate with me and we dated and I checked him and told my husband, I don't play them games. Exactly, Miss Sally. Like, I'm the same way. I'm the type of woman, let me show you something. I was always respectful in my marriage. I really was. I was always respectful. I was the type of woman, even if I have female friends, y'all married, I respect everybody. If I call or I come by your house and I'm sitting up there and I call you and you say, hey, I'm not at the house, but I happen to pass through and I knock at the door. Your husband answer the door. Hey, your wife here? No, she not here. Okay, till I came by. I'm gone. Ain't no, hey, you can sit here and wait till she come. No, sir. No, sir. I don't step in there unless your queen is there. I ain't going nowhere unless your wife is there. We got to all come out together. And I'm have me somebody that we all together. Couple. It ain't no that extra stuff. Sometimes you got to watch the homeboys. Sometimes you got to watch this. If you got a homeboy that's so grimy and they like to mess with everybody and mess with this, your husband don't need to be hanging with them. The females, you got some females out there, because I got sisters, baby. I got sisters that have been married 3, 4, 5 times, baby. And it's a joy. They don't care. Because they, I got one to say, hey, you don't get mad, you get even. He cheat, she cheat. He cheat with 1, she cheat with 3. That's the type of games they play. I don't play those type of games because now look what we got in the world, STDs that you can't get rid of. Now you got the DVs. People going to jail, cemeteries getting filled by the day, by the minute, by the hour. It don't be a day that don't go by that you come around and turn back around that something that happened because a wife that caught a husband cheating, or a single person that ran up on a husband or ran up on a wife because he decided, in some cases, they decide, I don't want to leave my wife, I want to stay with my family, but this is something I did because I was mad. And I didn't know how to handle my emotions, so I was mad and I wanted to go play around. But see, you play around with the young women. You go and get your younger girl. Them girls is on something else. They're on a different type of 10. They're on a different type of generation. What you say? Man would try you and see how far he would go with you. Exactly. And that's how that goes with the hand, the touching of you. A man the first time a man put his hands on you is the first slap he give that female, and he stand back and pause, and you don't jump up and do something about it. You just balled up and say, okay, I'm gonna take it and go sit. He like, oh, I got you. But if you that type of person that keep you a frying, even though you're not frying fish, but you keep that fish grease on the pot, on the stove, and you keep 911 on speed dial, and the first time blew and I slip, that'll teach him right there. Because one thing he gonna do is either gonna get up and leave, or he gonna try to interact with you and come back on you. That's why 911 got to be on speed dial. Because then once after that altercation go down, now you got to decide, divorce, or I'm gonna stay in this mess and take all the black eyes that he about to give me up from here on out. Which one is it? I'm gonna sum it up for you a different way. I either love myself or I dislike myself. And I'm gonna let me show him how bad I don't like myself, because I'm gonna stay in this mess. That part right there. Man would try to see how far you go, and that's their way of trying to see how far they can push you, how far they can get you. No, sir, we're not doing that. We're not playing that. I do believe everybody should keep their hands to themselves, and it ain't just always domestic violence on the I'm sorry, a DV on the woman. Women can DV a man as well, and he that type of person that don't want to put his hands, and he don't want to lose, don't understand. I done seen a situation where a man has lost his life. Prime example of the guy that I said, Marquise, the one I was just talking about, what happened on here about Easter. His whole wife took him out, and she thought it was funny. She sat in the courtroom and thought it was funny. He said, I had this pastor talking about God and shook my head and secretly messaged inside my palm. I jumped back and gave him a look. I would smack Jesus into your life. His wife was standing with me. I get what you talking. I feel you on that. I never forget when my mama used to mess around with the pastor of the church, and I was 15 years old. And I used to have, I had so much anger and rage in me because of what had happened to me at the age of 13. So every time I turned around, I watched this pastor. He dead and gone now. He gone on. But I watched this man mess with everybody all the females in the church, including my mom. Had these women fighting. It was amazing that y'all he preaching, y'all falling out, everybody falling out, Holy Ghost and everything. 11 o'clock, by 2 o'clock, we through with church. Before we have a 3 o'clock program, y'all in the kitchen or y'all in the back of the church fist fighting. Literally watched all of this. He approached me one day. We had to go. I was one of the youth directors. And dealing, getting the youth choirs together and this and that. We've seen this. So it was times you forcing us to come in on a Saturday. Mom forcing us to come in on a Saturday and all that. And I really didn't want to be around all that because we get cussed out all the way there. This man come across the parking lot, got in my face, and was like, did I sleep with you last night? Let me show you how he was doing it. Let me show you, because I'm crazy. He was like, did I sleep? He was like, did I sleep with you last night? God forgive me for what I'm about to say, but I broke out and I said, look on my face. Let me show you real look. I hope the F you did not. You do enough of that around here with all these women. Right there. That set it off right there. Right there. My mom was hot with me because I called all of them out. I felt like you a pastor. You around here, I let them be known. You around here sleeping with all these women, and then you coming in for me, and I'm a 15-year-old kid. You very disrespectful. Very disrespectful. What did my mom do? Defend him. And from right there, our relationship was already downhill, me and my mom. Because a man always came before her children. A man always come, but whether he was the pastor or whatever, you break your neck to do for this pastor. It wasn't about the church. It was for the pastor. The pastor filled him, food stamps went to him, filling up this house. All that. We had to eat spam. That's why I don't eat noodles right now today. I don't mess with spam right now today. Noodles and spam is what we had to deal with. Noodles and spam. It's what we had to deal with. Had to deal with. Because I was the vocal. I was always told by they was always telling her, you better watch her. She's trouble. She's trouble. I'm trouble because I'm watching the snake. You a slithering snake, but you call yourself a pastor. And right now today is why I don't go to church. I won't step foot in a church. I've tried, but it's still, if I do go to church, I sit far back. I'm talking about far back to the back of the church. Or I sit in one of them little doors and I'm only in there for a good maybe 5-10 minutes and then I'm back out of there. That part. That part. So again, I had to I had to deal with some stuff. So when I looked at relation, my mom was married to this person, that person. My daddy and her was married for 30 some years, but out of that 30-year marriage, she kept cheating. She kept messing with this person, that person, that person. Couldn't stand her. I used to always tell my daddy, why you still married to her? Get a divorce. Get a divorce. He would say to this day, I ain't never remember signing no divorce papers. She would manage to get a divorce without him even knowing that they was divorced. That's how smooth she was. That's how smooth. So I say y'all let's say this, baby. Marriage ain't something that y'all play with. Marriage ain't just a piece of paper. Marriage ain't just saying, oh, I do, I get it, I do. No, 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 no. No, no. We gotta I personally, I don't say that for everybody. And my message to everybody out there: if you want to get married, you find somebody that you love, you want to be with. Make sure God is intertwined with your relationship, and you can still move forward. That type of thing, and you'll be all right. But if you see signs of toxic, get out. Love yourself enough to leave. And if you see signs of toxic before children come about, don't bring children into a toxic situation. Leave. Men or women, leave that situation. Another situation. Um, I'm looking at how a lot of women around here losing their life. I feel for Ramika. I feel for that family. I wish I pray for justice because again, I feel like it's a lot of people involved in the unaliving of this young woman because this young lady got away. She was trying to get on with her life. She even went as far as starting dating someone else. So much so, you got to ask yourself the question: how is it she could go and start dating someone else, and her baby daddy gets the boy the day before she gets unalive, he gets the boyfriend's phone number and call that man. Now who does that? So I say marriage was designed to display how Christ loved the church, his bride. Exactly. And they don't get that. Now here's what's happening. Because of the way the world is today, you have it where marriages is not marriages no more. Maybe to some folks like ourselves, I'm old school. You old. We was built a different way. We was raised differently. So we not gonna test God. I was raised to fear God. You don't question him. You don't go against his word. You don't go against the teaching. You don't. Nowadays, they go against his teaching. They go in and place anything. They say anything they want when they get in church. They disrespect as much as they can. They play with them. They play with the marriage. They figured, oh, God don't see nothing, but he does. I was told Because I was getting out of my marriage. My ex-husband said, you can get a divorce all you want, but you're still going to go to hell because we're going to still be married. The only way that I was supposed to not be able to be, if I go deal with somebody else, as he say, I will be committing adultery, is because death do us part type thing. Like, one of us, I said, that's bull. Because what you don't know is God grant divorces. God grant divorces on the grounds of adultery. I didn't commit the adultery. He did. And I made doggone sure that I was fully divorced before I dealt with anybody else, even if that took 5 years to do. I sure did. Nobody could say, "Hey, I was talking to her. She was." No, you really can't say that. No, sir. No, you can't. You can't say. You can't say. He. So if so, you can divorce. Did he? Did he cheat? Yes, sound like he did. He cheated. He cheated and went as far as and it wasn't. And from my understanding, as I did some investigation, he cheated as early as day one of our marriage. I was so blind because I was so in love and so I gotta do right by God and I gotta be this wife and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And I messed myself up being stupid. Yeah. So once I got to reading and that time I really wasn't fully aware of how God operated on the basis of the single life versus the marriage. I wasn't aware, so I had to do some research. I had to do some praying and crying, and then at the same time as I was finding out stuff, I was crying, and somebody was like, "You got to go. You got to get about this situation. You got to go. You got to do something different. You." And I'm like, "But the word of God, the word of God." She's like, "God grants the divorces. God grants that you get out of a situation because for one, God didn't place that person in your life. You picked that person, and I did. Because even when there were signs when I was a teenager and we were separated as teenagers, I went looking for him back in 2016. Right before my mama passed, she said, I went out of my way to separate y'all. Don't marry that man. Those were her words. Because after that, 3 days later, she passed away, dropped dead of a heart attack. But her words resonated in my head was when her words was, don't marry that man or you will surely suffer. That's what she said. That's it. She said it. She said, you will surely suffer. And me, being like everybody else, was thinking like, oh, everybody else been married and you don't know what you're talking about. I don't think you, and then the fact that to my mind, mine was right message, wrong messenger. Well, how about it was the right message and the right messenger? Because who else gonna tell you about a bad relationship, or who else gonna tell you about the person that they can look upside and say, "Hey, something not right with this person," and I see it. Who else gonna do it but your mother and your grandmother and the aunties, the old schools? It ain't that we jealous. It ain't that they was jealous or didn't want you to have like they trying to prevent you from going through what you're dealing with right now today. My grandmother on my dad's side moved in silence. My mom's mom, we didn't know half of anything she had to say because she stayed. We didn't know anything about her because she stayed quiet. She stayed quiet, stayed married to the same man, but she stayed quiet. So we didn't know her. We didn't know her movements, her moving around. We didn't know none of that. Didn't know none of that. So I can truly say I wish that here comes the I wish moment. I wish I could go back in time. I wish I could start back over. I wish I can I wish that I had a better understanding and a better listening ear and acknowledge of what I know now to make sure that I didn't have to do this stuff all over again. I could have avoided this hate or I could have avoided this thing that I got going on right now. I could avoid it. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Just give me a second. Go. I'm on the fly. Okay, so I'm back. So long story. So the long story about that, I made a mistake. I'm not blaming my downfall of my marriage all the way all on me. I blamed it because again, well, I am gonna say that. Um, I blame the fact that the signs was there and I ignored the signs and I still went forward, knowing that this was not gonna work. And I felt like, hey, I believe in God, so it was gonna work, but he didn't believe in God. He was a sometime Muslim. Sometimes he wanted to be a Muslim, sometimes he wasn't. He didn't want to pray. When I would pray, he didn't want praying in the house. I wasn't allowed to pray. I had to. It was my God, not his. Then when I would say, "Oh God, I need help," he was like he was God. Don't call no other God but him, because he was God. So if I was like, God, fix it, he was like, I fix it when I feel like it. I'm like, you are not God. But he used to always say that. At first I thought he was joking, but he was dead serious. He was dead serious. I promise you, he was dead serious. In Christ, all things have passed away, and behold, all things have become new. Exactly. And that's what God is. That was the teaching of it all. That's what he was trying to tell us. So now look at what we're going through right now today. Look at what's happening now. All these celebrity couples, all these people out here now get married, everybody cheating on everybody. There is no morals anymore. There's no more. Look at Todd and Candy. Prime example. I definitely got to talk about Todd and Candy. Todd and Candy. When Mama Joyce first saw him, here's the story, y'all. Mama Joyce first saw Todd. She saw somebody from her eye and her sister in them eye. They saw somebody that's about to try to get at this girl money by any means necessary. But she didn't want to believe it. He didn't want to sign the prenup. She didn't want to believe it and everything. But guess who hooked him up? He was friends with Phaedra husband at the time, and he was friends with Phaedra at one point. They got introduced. He got introduced that way. He got introduced that way. So when all hell broke loose, guess what? Now fast forward to 2026. Now y'all divorced. He done got all that what he gonna get up out of you, and he trying to get more. We all saw that marriage falling apart before it even got started. Before it got started, but what she did, like the typical everybody, it's her life, her business. Now everybody know the business. Everybody know it didn't work out. It didn't bother me. It wasn't no shock to me when they came out and said Todd and Candy is divorced. Todd and Candy not married. It wasn't no surprise. Hold on. Hold on right quick. Okay, so it wasn't no surprise. I'm back. It wasn't no surprise when let's keep it turned down. It wasn't no surprise when I saw that they got a divorce. Why? Because the signs was in our face. The signs was in her face. But I guarantee y'all, she stayed with that man and married that man and did what she did because she was trying to prove a point to folks. And sometimes when you're trying to prove a point, the only person gonna look like a fool is you in the end. Because I tried to prove a point. I tried to prove a point that, hey, I dealing with a narc. I can make this person change. Hey, I was proving a point. He cheated beforehand. I'm gonna make him not cheat. I was trying to prove a point, and look what happened. Look what happened. When trusting the wrong people go wrong. That's my topic. When trusting the wrong people go wrong. You give your all, you give your heart, you do all these things for these people, and guess what? Guess what? It goes bad. Now you left with nothing. You left because you have a heart. I'm gonna give this person right here something. I'm gonna take care of them. Not really saying that you want them to help you out. You're not really saying that you want them to come in and do something, but you were thinking, just like Christ, I have a heart like Christ. So if I give and I help y'all, hopefully you will have that same mentality. Oh no, baby, not in this world. Not in this world. You got it where what you say, they also had people. in their marital bed, that is a definitely no. Exactly. Everybody I know, from family members and certain people that I call associates, I don't really call them friends. Because when I call you a friend, you really is my friend, and I'm right there because I know I'm 10 toes down for anybody. I call my friend my sister. I don't even have to see you. If I feel that spirit, I'm going to hold you down. That is me. But I've never been in a situation where you go into that bringing other people in the bedroom as a married person, or even as a boyfriend or girlfriend type thing. Even at that, I don't play them type of games because that ain't nothing but problems. I sit back and watch sisters that got divorced because of it. I don't watch friends that got divorced because of it, and it became a big mess. Because at first they tried to blow it up. Well, you don't know what you're missing, this and that. No, you don't know what you about to be missing because you ain't paying attention. It was a reason. It was a reason. Cause see, to do that, all you doing is giving them permission to go out there, and they feel like they said, "Oh, me and my wife do this together, so I could go out there and I could be with anybody I want to, cause she don't care, she don't mind." That ain't what she meant, bro. But that's what happens. And then the moment she closed the door and shut the door down on it, you got all type of energy. You angry, you upset, and you this, you that. But I guarantee you, when they get up out that marriage and they go to the next person ain't finna play that game with. She gonna let them know off the rip, I don't do that. I'm not having that. We ain't going there. And you can hit the door if you choose. I bet he won't go nowhere. Because he gonna stay with the one that's gonna keep it firm versus the person that's being limbo and flexible. See, they don't like flexibility. They say they do. So if you be flexible with them, not up on them, they look at it. I'm gonna run amok on her. I'm gonna do this here, but they rather be with somebody that's just gonna soldier, that type of stuff. That type of stuff. I don't get it. I feel like they said we can't work together, we can't be together, and you can't be with me without lying. I should be able to trust you as a husband. I should be able to trust you. You should be able to go hang by your friends, go by family members, go to the store. You should be able to do that and not come back with a secret phone number in your phone. Phone ringing all hours of the night. You secretly got to go outside or got to go to the bathroom or you got to go disappear or wait till somebody go to see or drug them up so they can be completely out of it so you can sneak out and come back. You say, not even speaking about the spiritual implications. When you connect, you connecting with all kinds of spirits. Exactly. And you got to go through a spiritual cleansing to get those spirits off you. Because when they leave, they come back with more. Or when they come around you and you don't know them, and it's like try to remember that, you know that saying, something like try the spirit by the spirit. That right there, baby, works every time. That ain't no joke right there. Now, had I listened to the try the spirit by the spirit when it came down to me, my spiritual thing should have been this here. I should have been able to say, hey, that was a red flag, walk away. Hey, you trying to help this person. And when I'm talking about, this ain't just about marriage, husband and wife. This is all types of relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's family ship, sister, mama, cousin, brother, best friends, those type of relationships. When you see red flags in them type of relationships and you trying to help out folks and they spirits don't seem to be right, they ain't got nothing to do, no talking about no witchcraft, no nothing. It's gotta be what they show you is really who they are. What they doing is really what really here, put that in there. What they put that in there, put the headset on. What they showing you is what they showing you. If they showing you that they deceptive, they're a deceiver, that they're backstabbing, they backbiters, they will start some mess in at the drop of a dime, they will sell you out for $2. You ain't supposed to be in their presence. Once you God, sometimes like they say, God say he'll make your enemy your footstool. Check this out. He gonna make your enemy your footstool, but it does not mean bring your enemy in your face. He gonna make it where the enemy can see you come up. He gonna fix it where he can make the enemy you got to go back to her for a piece of bread. He gonna test the waters on that one. You give him a piece of bread and water, killing it on. He don't say you got $1 million, you turn over $1 million to them. That ain't what he meant. That ain't what he meant. Cause they gonna break it once, they gonna break it, really break you. That is not what he meant. Gotta pay attention. You gotta know one thing. God gave us 5 senses. And if somebody done did you wrong and did you dirty, he doesn't mean to tell you to keep going back to them and deal with them. I'm learning that right now. I'm in a situation of it right now. People have done me wrong, did me dirty, and I open my doors for folks. I give people my last, and here it comes. Here it comes. I done lost my job. I got assaulted at my job, dealing with breast cancer, still fighting. I got injured, got assaulted at my job 4 times back to back as they was coming in there. Left in the store alone. Then turn around and they put it as, oh, you violated. How? And then the add insult to injury, everything that you could possibly think of is coming up against me right now. And all I could do is sit here and say, God, what? I done had gun GUNs pulled to me. And I'm still sitting there watching while everybody looking at it like, oh, okay, oh, wait, that's you. Okay, that's you. And I'm sitting myself like, now I'm crying. See, when I'm out, I'm crying, I'm praying, I'm fasting, I'm trying to figure out what's gonna happen to me next, God. Because I'd have been homeless. I'd have lived in the streets, at the bus stops. I'd have lived in my car, had to work, stay in my car, while the same people I helped pass me up, looking at me like, oh, well, I'm back right now trying to do what I'm doing now. I'm like, Lord, I'm deal with I suffer from PTSD so bad. I'm too afraid to hit the door and walk out the door. I don't go no further than going to the mailbox and come back. Looking for jobs online just so that I could be safe. Because now at this point, it took a lot for me to go out the house, but I don't feel safe anymore. So do you think I have time to stalk anybody? Do you think I have time to worry about, well, oh, this person did me? I know they know they did me dirty. They think everything is good and gravy. They think that it's okay to talk about me behind my back and this. Oh yeah, I deal with all that. I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with it. But all I'm trying to figure out is, Lord, my prayer on a daily basis is while others are sleeping, I'm up all hours of the night and I'm sitting there walking the floor and I'm wondering, how can I help myself? How can I get out this situation? How can I turn my situation into where I can provide for myself and help others at the same time? Let me show you how I'm working on it right now. Right now. My arts and craft. That's what God has blessed my hands to do. I do everything from sewing. I'm learning how to bling stuff. I'm doing stuff all the way to the diamond. Now the diamond painting, I love the diamond painting. I love the diamond painting because I done a couple of them and just gave them away. Puzzles. I used to do puzzles in the frames. I put the puzzles together. Guess what? Put the puzzle together. Guess what? I did all that. I'm looking at the situation like this. I'm not letting my situation define me. I'm not letting what I'm going through break me down to where I just can't. That I feel like I got to get back into another issue that I'm not going to be happy at. That's why I try to hope that these ladies that is out there, everybody that's out there today, the celebrities, the Lotto. I'm not putting Lotto down. She's still young. Thank you, Miss Light. Thank you. She's still young. Can she be shaped and molded? Yes, she can. Can she repent from messing with a married man? Yes, she can. Is she the last in the world that's gonna mess with a married person? No, she's not. But she ought to make him her last married man that she come across. Because see, it's one thing to mess with one. and it's another to bring a kid in the midst. It's one thing to give your heart and say, and I'm still confused about that. How can you be in love with somebody that's already taken? I never understand that. I never understand that. How can you make somebody stay that don't want to stay? I would never understand that. How can you try to control somebody that you have no control over? So and the only way to get controls and get reins of them is try to take their kids. I never understand that. How can you make a person pay that did something nice for you and sacrificed for you and did everything they could, left, stop caring about themselves to make sure that you would have? I would never understand that. And you turn around and backstab them all the way down. That's why they always say try the spirit by the spirit. Read the room. Find out who's loyal to you and who's not. So find out who could be called friend, because friend is just not, it's not a word to just throw out there. Love, it's not a word to just throw out there. It's got to be actions. It's meaning things behind that story. It does. It does. I sit here today as I decided to do something different. I said, let me come on. Let me come on and talk for a second. Let me get some stuff. She say you may want to look into bringing sneakers. Oh, you say bling and sneakers too. That's real big now. Yeah, I'm looking into all of that. I'm working into. Oh, I do candles, make candles. I have to do whatever I have to do to keep my mind sane. That's why I say I don't go around searching for folks. I went through a cleansing at the beginning of the year, and I did another cleansing about a month ago, where I went through my phone book, every person phone number, unless you are one specific family member that I really deal with, I deleted their numbers. All of my ex friends and ex friends that we all ran in the same circle, my ex husband friends, all of us had the same friend. I deleted everybody, blocked everybody. My own cleansing for my own peace. I don't want to be bothered. That's how you do that. I don't speak ill on them. I don't discuss them. I just discuss right now like certain parts of what has happened to me as a teaching, not a sympathy. As a teaching, do the opposite of what I did. I fell in love, wanted to be married, wanted my marriage, and it did not happen for me. Would I go out there again? I thought I was going to, and then that fell through. So no, I can't. I won't. I think I'm just gonna focus on, let me get my financials together. Let me get my life together. Let me see what it is God trying to tell me that I really can't see after all these years, because it feel like I'm doing the same thing but expecting the same different results. Like you keep doing the exact same things but you're expecting different results. You keep sticking your heart out to the same deceitful people and expecting them to treat you with respect when they won't. That's what I'm trying to learn. That's my lesson. That's my lesson learned for today. That's my lesson. How to build my business, how to build my brand. Because everything else I tried has failed. So I'm trying to build myself up, build others up, go into a teaching situation of what not to do. Because this called what not to do class. Class, this is what you don't want to do. Let's see if you can get some different results than what I got. Alrighty. I'm not gonna hold y'all long. That was it. I came through for a second to see how this live went. I seemed like I was on for a little hour, but that's good. It's better than nothing. And if y'all want to, y'all can go back and watch the replay. Thank you, Miss Salt and Light, for being in here with me. Thank you, Miss Faith, for being in here with me. I see people. I see people are in the bushes watching. Thank y'all for coming in. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Share. Get me in the algorithm. Hey Royal, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Um, y'all trying to help me build my channel because I'm gonna be trying to be consistent with just coming on and coming out throughout the day or coming in every day and do something and do the talk. What I'm trying to do into motivation. I'm trying to, I've been watching some of these crime cases and it's sad, but I kind of want to speak on it as a teachable situation of listen, this is what we're dealing with and this is what not to do. I've seen traffic stops where there's situations that could be avoided where they didn't have to be tackled. But hey, because right now we there. Thank you for the love and support. Sending the purple hearts, y'all. Give me the purple hearts because I am a domestic violence survivor. I am fighting cancer, trying to be a cancer survivor. I got my moments. That's one thing I can say. G, we don't go into details, but there were many times they had to talk me off the ledge because I was almost there. I was almost there. I've been there several times. There be times where I could be on the live and I'm sitting there, I'm there supporting. Y'all don't even know. I be sitting behind the scene when I get off the live. I'm in tears like last night. I'm live and I'm laughing. I'm jolly. I'm happy with everybody. When I get off that live, I'm breaking down. I'm breaking down and people don't know what my breakthrough and I'm sitting here like, Lord, I don't know which way to go. There was times I was on the live the other night. The other night we was on the live and we was talking and G was talking and she was y'all not knowing I'm having stroke symptoms. Literally. I'm having stroke symptoms, but you wouldn't know because what she do? Denise get on live and I'm laughing, I'm joking, I'm praying, and I go silent for a little bit. I go silent for a little bit because I'm in pain. I go silent for a little bit because I'm having to do something. I'm trying to shift my body. I'm trying to move around, and then I come back through real quick. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how many times I tried to unalive myself. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how many times I had to sit in and not go on a rampage and go after the folks that have did me wrong and throwing it up in my face. Nobody knows. I know just where you coming from. Exactly, Roy. Nobody knows the heart of a woman where she got to get up every day and her job, lights, camera, action, and she got to put on a smile. She the first to get up and hit the floor and the last to lay it down. Nobody knows. Nobody knows what a woman got to go through to keep a roof over her head and sit here and say, I don't want to be living out in the street, but I got to get some money before I get put out because I done lost everything because people like to mess with you. I'm in a job, so I'm on a job that they sent word in, either you get up out of here, we gonna take you out. And I'm sitting up here like, oh, y'all just don't mess with me. I don't care this and that, but you leaving me in the store on purpose. I'm talking about the setups was there. You leaving me a purpose and I'm getting attacked. I'm calling my sister Mars on the phone crying, playing the video. I'm on a live on the video as I'm showing them the video. I'm being attacked. They on the phone, walk out. One of them told me, Maria, walk out. She said, walk out. I need you to walk out the store before you end up on the news. But and then Diva was like, Sexy Diva was like, I tell you what, you better quit them before it quit you. Or God put you in a position. I guarantee when they said they was praying, I didn't get what prayer that they was giving me because the next thing I know, I was set up in an ambush. I chucked them keys and walked out that door. I said, you got me messed up. Before I let y'all come kill me. You got me messed up. Nobody knows. I get on here and I hold my laughter. I get on here and I try to be, I be supportive to everybody. I was even here when I started out, when I first came to say, God got you here for those babies. Exactly. And that's why I'm fighting strong. So keep what I got for me and my grandkids. Got a son that just went to prison. They just sentenced him. You know how hard it is for me to feel this pain in my chest, the pain in my face, like somebody could just rip something. Because you know why? I'll sit here and I feel like I told you. don't do this. I told you to don't hang with this person. I told you, begging, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Kids and all, but all I got was F this here, y'all this. And next thing I know, I got people saying, oh, you was a rotten mother, you wasn't doing this for you. And I'm still sitting there, well, what did I do wrong? What did I do? What did I do? Well, maybe now that started messing with my mental. And I was ready to jump out the bridge again. Till G pulled me back up, say, oh, no, you not. She did a live one day, and we was talking about kids. Because as she was talking about that, and we was talking about what happened and what this, we was talking about it, it was a confirmation for me. Stop it. Because you do what you do. You teach them what you can teach them. If they don't take that teaching, they got nothing to do with you. Bring up a child in a way that it should grow. And when they get older, they should not depart from it. That is word. That is law. Have you go? Have to go put a fence. We'll catch you on the next live. All right, Roy. Thank you for coming in. I'm about to get ready to get out myself, but I just wanted to test the waters with the stream. But I'm glad y'all came in to show love. For all the mothers, we got a story, y'all. For all the women out there, we are the toughest ones, the ones who not being protected. We are the ones that they will hate to show love to. We are the ones that they trying to stop. We are the ones that they trying to block our blessings and break us down because a woman give birth to a mighty nation. You better know it. That's why we powerful, because we give birth to a nation. We birth men and women. We do. That's gonna create generations to come. Yeah, that's what we do. That's why they try to stop the woman. That's why they try to block the woman. That's why they try to destroy the woman. That's why they try to take away from the woman. And we don't know, and if you don't know the power that we as women possess, this world will take us. We will fall through the cracks. We will fall along the wayside. We will give out and give in, and that's what they expecting us to do, is give up and get out. But I got to keep my head up. I got to hold myself together as well as everybody else. Because if God, somebody told me, a great sister told me, if God brought you in it, He gonna bring you through it. And I just got to sit here and go through it. But while I'm waiting to go through it, I'm finna give a message in between time. All right, my loves, I'm about to get out of here. Go ahead on, search around on the internet and still work on my craft. And I'm gonna pray, because I know God got something for me. And I don't know what Monday's gonna hold, but I know something gonna come through. But in the meantime, I'm finna do my diamond paintings for my ladies. I'm finna do these blankets, and I'm gonna keep going, and I'm finna work on how to build my business and still be okay and still be able to watch my babies at the same time without me being and that's another thing. I always worry about what people got to say about me, but I'm learning, y'all, to don't care. If God be for you, who can be against you? And we're gonna end it with that. Continue to lean on God and His promises. All things will work together for your good, because you love God and you are called according to His purpose. Exactly. And know this, and I'm gonna end it with this: when you got a calling on your life by God, ain't nothing that the devil could send your way can move you from the promise that He got for you and the purpose He got. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good day, my loves. Bye.